I'm Dan Harris, and if you don't know me, I'm a beekeeper outside of Athens, Georgia. I am working on swarm traps today. The weather's overcast. It's supposed to be predicted 100% chance of rain this evening. So I expect we'll get wet before the day is out, but I'll get this done ahead of that, hopefully. This is the tree house. This is where my swarm traps will go. All right, here's the deal. I'm in the tree house. I brought up 4 nuke boxes, 5-frame deep nuke boxes. I've labeled the front of each LGSC. LGSC, you can figure out what that means, but it's lemongrass oil or swarm commander. So I'm going to kind of alternate them. The configuration of each of these will be, I've got some really nice brood comb. I'm going to put 2 frames actually in each. I'll put one like so, and I'll put another in the deep box above, like so, and then that'll be the configuration. And as you see, it's in essence about, it is the same volume as a 10-frame Langstroth hive, which is, from what I've read, the ideal volume, or a volume that the bees tend to look for when they're seeking a new nesting site. So it gives us good volume, gives us some good brood comb. I've got 2 new containers. One is lemongrass oil, the other is swarm commander. They'll be baited accordingly. I will check these every day. They'll get checked every day, and we'll see how it turns out. And I'll replace them as they get swarms in them. If I catch a swarm, I'll pull that nuke box out, I'll put another in. And I'll just keep tabs on the different positions, the different compounds, and how many swarms, if any, I catch this year. And if it's last year was any indication, I caught on this platform about 15. Last year was a crazy swarm year anyway. I caught another 5 in just stored equipment. I think I posted some videos on those. I had one, I brought a dead out back in the bed of the truck, pickup truck, parked it, and before I even unloaded it, like within an hour, it sat in the bed of that truck. A swarm moved into it. So last year was a crazy year. I hope this year's not quite so crazy for a lot of reasons, but we'll take what comes our way. I hope you can see this. You can see this was one of the lemongrass oil. That is the 2 ends of that Q-tip have been soaked in lemongrass oil. The swarm commanders I've already treated. I also put a Q-tip just inside the entrance to one side on each of the nuke boxes for lemongrass oil, with just one side of the Q-tip wetted with lemongrass oil. Tops go on. So these are all pretty much set. I'll push them forward so that they extend out over the edge of the there, so that they extend out over the edge of the platform. That's good. And we'll see what happens. The 2 here are facing the most southerly. These 2 positions here were the most favored last year by far. There's one over here that is facing more westerly, and the one on my left is more easterly. I don't recall that either of those were nearly as popular with the swarms as these 2. So now I've just baited these guys, and there are already some bees flying around, so go figure. Thickness. And then if I walk just a few steps this way, you can see the bee yard that I keep here. And this is the one that's behind my house where I do splits, nukes, and anybody that is in distress winds up coming here. So there it is. You now know everything I know about it for sure. And just a quick follow-up. There is the tree house. To the rightmost is the most east-facing nuke. It's baited, I believe, with lemongrass oil. A swarm commander and a lemongrass oil on this southern side. I see bees already going into to one of them. Just a couple, but they're already looking. And then around this side, the most westerly facing